Hey, everybody, Professor Doom here. And I want you guys to take a look at this story because to me, this is egregious and amounts basically to a pat on the back for 3 charges that were leveled against Hunter Biden. 2 of those they claim were misdemeanor failure to pay taxes for the year 2017 and 18. And then the other one was for an addict, a drug addict in possession of a firearm. Now, I know there are tons of people who are probably sitting in federal prison to this date for being an addict in possession of a firearm because the feds pick that up. The federal government does indeed pick that up, and they go after you, and you sit in federal prison. But that's not the case for Hunter Biden. And you guys remember the story back from 2016 when Hunter Biden had rented a car and left a crack pipe, some cocaine, and a cell phone and a few other items. And the thing is the police said, oh, well, because we couldn't find any fingerprints on the pipe, we're going to forego charges on Hunter Biden. How many of you guys have watched like cops and stuff like that in someone's car sitting there and they don't know whose it belongs to, the dope, and because it's such and such a car, we're going to go after the driver. The passenger's not going to take responsibility, but we're going to go after the driver. How many of the times have you seen where they go, oh, well, we're going to check to see if there's fingerprints on the baggie first before we decide to prosecute? Of course not. Hunter Biden is responsible for what was in that car. So he's been given pats on the back every freaking time. Well, here's the story now. Let's take a look at that one instance right here. And in case you were unfamiliar with the story, cocaine pipe and white powdery substance found in Hunter Biden's rental car. He would have been responsible for the items in that car. And it wouldn't have mattered whether there was fingerprints on the pipe or the baggie or whatever. He would have been responsible, just like I mentioned, the driver of a car. And if the dope was found on the passenger side and the passenger didn't want to take responsibility, well, the owner of the car or the person renting the car, and in that instance would have been Hunter Biden. But anyway, let's take a look at what they're saying about this case. Hunter Biden failed to pay taxes for the year 2017 and 18 and was given misdemeanor. Yes, you heard that right. Misdemeanor charges relating to that. And they've given him probation. Now, because he's an addict and he was in possession of a firearm, which would have gotten anybody prison, anybody else would have been given a prison. He was given diversion for that, which is very, very interesting. And you guys take a look at the story right here. And he agreed to enter a so-called pretrial diversion agreement in connection with the charge of possession of a firearm by a person who is a user or addict of illegal drugs. That right there is a felony. And the feds, they prosecute that to the hilt. And they don't give anybody diversion. Anybody who knows anything about the federal court system, and you would be sitting in prison over that charge right there, because that's a pretty serious felony. But no, he was given diversion. And how many other instances has he been in trouble? He was kicked out of the military because he tested positive for cocaine the first month that he was in his military service. And they don't even mention anything about him being forced to pay the taxes that he didn't pay for the year 2017 and 18. And I guess it's good to be the president's son, because all you're going to get for your criminal activity is a pat on the back. Thanks, everybody. Professor Doom.